You know what occurred to me? You know, like how there's dudes who are premature ejaculators?
Mm-hmm.
Where's all the women that are premature ejaculators? Here's the thing. If a woman comes too quickly, that's not premature.
It doesn't.
No, because I don't think that's seen as like an uncontrollable. I think it's seen as like the man's talent for the most part. Like, oh, you must have made her. But
I don't, truthfully though, women who come really quick, and I've been lucky enough to encounter 1 or 2 or 3. It's very rare.
Like a Pokemon.
That's actually just like, that's on them typically. It's not like the guy's so fucking good. Like
don't say that, Brian. That makes it sound like, oh, that orgasm wasn't my doing. It's on them.
No, there's just women who are like insanely orgasmic and just come like instantly and can have like multiples and come.
It
must be
most women
nice.
can have multiple orgasms. No.
Well, multiple orgasms is more common, but there's women who like it's come like within 10 seconds. It's crazy, son.
Must be nice.
Like in a row?
Well, like literally 10 seconds after starting sex.
Wow.
I actually did see a study that talked about this with regards to like the orgasm gap, that said some of it did have to do with like some women just being really, really sensitive and some not having that sensitivity, not for lack of like their partner being able to satisfy
Oh yeah,
them.
you did mention the orgasm gap earlier.
Charlie was not familiar with that, or he seemed like kind of surprised because he was like, oh, women just want to like come every time they fuck. It's like, dude, that's not happening. I promise.
But when the thing is, I mean, I don't know if we want to go around the table on this, but there's also another gap that exists. Women can have multiple orgasms. That shit's not fair.
Yeah.
Some men have a very short refractory period, and I bet the porn stars
Most men,
would know
like,
this.
they're tapped out for at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You're done. And you can't keep going. Like a woman could come, maybe
What's
she can only
gooning?
come once. Huh?
Maybe
Some
gooning
guys
is.
can.
Wait, what?
Do you know what gooning is?
Oh yeah, gooning.
What is gooning?
It's like edging kind of.
yeah.
Oh,
Is it edging? I thought it was when guys like come multiple times, like they spend hours coming like over and over and
maybe it is,
over.
and
I could have it
never
wrong.
mind.
If
I've
it's
got it
edging, then it
confused.
doesn't
It's like
support
the
my argument.
opposite of edging.
I
maybe?
have.
Maybe it is. Then.
I
I've just
don't
heard it
know.
associated with me, and I just
I'm pretty sure for most men,
edge.
once
think
you
that could
come, it's
be
a wrap.
trained?
30 minutes minimum. Huh?
Do you think that could be undone? Do you think guys could work themselves to be able to do
What's
it
that
multiple
like
times?
Indian Kama Sutra? Wait, no.
The
it's
Kama Sutra. That's like the.
Tantra. Thank you,
There you
Nick.
go.
Thank you.
I heard of this, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that's just.
I don't
Do
know.
you
I
wish
think
it
the
was
real thing
different?
is we should be talking about squirt. How some women
True.
Well, that's the thing. The
squirt.
women who are really orgasmic, who come quick, it also tends to coincide with squirting.
False.
Interestingly,
Do you know what
False.
squirt is?
for me?
It's mostly urine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't
wanted to
even
make
think
sure.
squirt is an orgasm, to be honest. Like I've squirted and I've felt a bit of release, but I've also felt way better sometimes without squirting.
See, for
Word.
me, I like when I discovered I could squirt. That was like the fullest orgasm I've ever had. Like it was
I
my
agree.
whole body. I felt like really drained afterward, but I wanted to do it again. So like it was, I don't know, I loved it.
I read somewhere, and it's been a while, so I might be completely off the mark, but that had like a different chemical composition than pee. But maybe I'm just wrong.
I saw that
been a
it's
while.
mostly urine, but the rest of it's like water.
There's
or
like
something.
other stuff mixed in, but it is
Yeah,
mostly
lubricant,
urine.
The way that they know this is that they showed the bladder before and after, and it was emptied after. So,
yeah.
although in pornography, when you see squirting, newsflash: it's women peeing themselves. It's not them squirting. They're just making
it is
themselves.
it is mostly urine. But you talked about the orgasm gap, and so what is your point with that though? Like that it's unfair, like in casual encounters or even in relationships, that women are not climaxing as frequently or even at all as compared to men?
I think it's unfair to both people because I think it is fulfilling when both people like
I
have an
agree with that.
orgasm and come. So I'm not even trying to say like, oh, it sucks only for the women, because I think men walk away wrongly, but with a feeling of a sexual inadequacy if they can't make their partner come. But it's very common for women to not be able to.
Yes.
But I just did it in the context of the conversation we were having. I think Charlie conflates this hookup culture with women that are like experiencing tons of pleasure, when I actually don't think that sexual pleasure is the reason why people engage in women specifically engage in hookups, because there's not much to be found in the orgasm department. Other types of pleasure, sure, but yeah. But it would be too invasive to ask Charlie, like, are you making your wife come every time?
It'd be a little. It might be a little much. Little much.
So, I mean, maybe he was outing himself as like super virile because he seemed to not have knowledge of the orgasm gap. So he was like, okay, not a
Or
problem for
maybe
me.
she's just
Wait,
faking
question
it.
Well, he
on
also
that,
waited
though.
for marriage.
Question
so I
for the
don't
whole
think he
panel.
has,
Yeah, they don't know anything else. They've only had sex with each other.
Question
so-
for the whole panel
Yeah.
here. Of all the men that you've had sex with, what percentage of them have been able to make you come?
1%.
One, and I'm in a
Zero.
relationship
Wait,
with
let
him.
What percentage? We'll start with you. We'll go around the table. Go ahead.
Honestly, I didn't even know that females could come until like my third relationships. It's so messed up.
Like a
I
week.
thought, I mean, the pleasure of sex, like I felt the pleasure, but I didn't have an orgasm.
Sure.
How old
And
are you?
I agree with you that it can still be, sex can still, even if you don't climax or orgasm, it can still be pleasurable.
Yeah, it was pleasurable for me, and I also found pleasure in giving. So like it made me really happy, and it turned me on when they felt good.
Same.
So I didn't even know that I could have an orgasm until I met a specific person. And they actually made me squirt, and I didn't even know that I could do that.
mouth that got away.
Witchcraft.
Ever since that person, I've never been able to again.
Rip. RIP's in
old
the
were
chat,
you?
boys. Wait.
I was 19.
Okay.
That's just about like not knowing that women can come until you're 19. That's crazy because most women that I've talked to, they don't necessarily masturbate till later, but they do figure out before 19.
Clarifying.
Well, no, I was 19 with the squirt thing.
Oh,
But-
okay.
but
You're just talking about that.
The orgasm with like a man, I probably would like.
Wait, clarifying question for you. A guy had not been able to make you climax until your third relationship, but I mean, like yourself, were you able to yourself?
Oh yeah, I was
okay.
able to.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying
Okay,
you
yeah.
didn't discover that
Yeah.
feature
Yeah.
until 19. I was like, that's crazy.
Okay. And so, like, but the two previous guys, you said you were in relationships with them, and like, did they give it the college try? Like they didn't. Like, were they trying to make you come?
I feel like maybe it's because they weren't really experienced.
Okay.
And I wasn't either at the
Okay,
time,
sure.
so I didn't really know much about it.
Okay.
Or my body, but yeah.
She
So
doesn't hold
was
it
that? But the one you've only been with one guy who's been able to make you go the distance.
Mm-hmm.
RIP's in the chat, boys. Out of how many? I don't know. You know, out of how many dudes? What's the percentage?
What do you mean? Are you asking me how many body count?
I mean,
Pretty
suppose if it, I mean, what you don't have to
Can
say.
you guess?
You want me to guess?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, why don't you tell us the percentage of guys who've been able to?
I volunteer
Make
for
me?
action.
Huh?
So one of your chat put, I volunteer for action.
Oh my goodness. What were your question? I'm sorry.
What percentage of the guys you've been with?
That was able to make
Able,
me?
able to make you? Yeah.
He's
I
just
would
asking for
say-
your body count so that he can. Yeah.
It is actually a tricky thing. Like if, depending on the percentage they give, you can sort of suss out. The
I feel like as soon as I give you my body count, you're gonna be like cap.
Okay. Well, sure. What is it?
It's 8.
Okay.
Multiply it by 3, and that's the real number.
I was waiting for that.
No. Okay. I'll sure. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. So only one guy out of 8. Any math people here? What is that?
1/8.
Well, percentage.
Oh,
Is that like
decimal wise. Gotta do it. Move the decimal.
It's
You
like
get your percentage.
13%?
No, less. Yeah.
Oh, leave
my
me
math
out of
right there?
this.
Why couldn't your denominator be 10? This would be easy.
Is it?
I've never been able to do mental math.
I don't know. Anyways, what about you, Aaron?
Only one, and that's why I'm in a
The
relationship.
current
with him.
guy. Okay. Even in some of your other encounters, no.
Nope.
What about you?
Maybe like 3.
I don't want to answer this question.
Is it 0, Pixie? Ooh, I'm sorry, Pixie. Is it 0? Is it 0?
Maybe.
Damn. Those Miami guys are
It's hard out
fucking
here.
up.
It's hard out here.
Okay.